Chris Christie, you know, he reminds me of this guy in Brooklyn. Okay, there was this guy that when we used to go to the Salty Dog. Okay, there's a famous bar in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and they would show all the sports games. Now, when the Yankees were doing great, let's go Yankees, like just like let's go Brandon. This guy, would cheer for the Yankees. He'd be like, he'd be with everybody. He'd be pounding the table, let's go Yankees, right? But the thing is, the true Yankee fans had loyalty. So even when they went through the rough patches, they still did that. Let's go Yankees! But not this guy I'm talking about. Not this guy I'm talking about. When the Yankees went through a rough patch, he changed his loyalty to another team that wasn't going through a rough patch. And it could have been any team. It could have been any team. And this, to me, is the worst type of a person on planet Earth. A person who has no loyalty. So you have to understand something. There's an old expression, okay? There's an old expression. Your first instincts are normally the correct instincts, okay? But I want to go further into that thinking process. I want to go further. It's also what you're judged by, okay? It's also what you're judged by. That's it. It's like, look, you do something in life, people know you for a certain, it could be a role, acting, example. Sylvester Stallone. He did Rocky, became very, very famous, and everybody known him as Rocky. You could call that a blessing or you could call that a curse because in all of his future movies, he had an amazing career. What a talented actor, talented producer, director, screenwriter, everything. He has it all. But he admitted it himself. Every single part, people look at him as Rocky. So sometimes it could be a good thing, and sometimes it could be a bad thing. Chris Christie, you supported Trump. You understand? You stood with him. You praised him. You understand? And both Republicans and Democrats now look at you. You have an image, okay, that you supported Trump. You stood by his side. So all these negative things now that you're pumping out and you're pounding on him and all this stuff. He's a liar. His Christmas message is rotten, HELL, all this stuff, right? Okay, well, you had no problem supporting him. You had no problem endorsing him. Unfortunately, you can't go back on that because it's that first image. It's like Sylvester Stallone. So no matter what he does, no matter what he does, he will always be looked at as Rocky. No matter what you do, remember, it can be a blessing or a curse. No matter what you do, Chris Christie, you will always be looked at, always, as a Trump supporter. So that's why the Democrats, they'll never, look, the Republicans look at you as a traitor. Okay, so you have what's called the worst of two worlds. Okay, especially the MAGA, like listen, they hate your guts. They want nothing to do with you, so they're not voting for you. The Democrats, even though they may look at your message as refreshing, will never trust you because of that first image. They'll never trust you, right? So that's why people are telling you to drop out of the race because it's like, look, what you're doing. You're actually doing something that is very stupid, okay? You're going against both sides. There was a guy, a famous radio personality, a famous sports personality, Howard Cosell. At the end of his life, he wrote a book where he bashed everybody, not just some people, everybody. He bashed everybody. You can't, see, that's the thing. You can't bash everybody in life. You got to have whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? A following. You got to have something. Chris Christie, it's like in a way what you're doing is bashing everybody. You're bashing everybody. The MAGA Republicans hate you. Most Republicans hate you. And the Democrats don't trust you. I don't know. You might want to consider dropping out. That's all I have to say. Look, video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a politician. I'm certainly not giving political advice. I'm an entertainer. I'm the world's greatest entertainer. The one, the only, eighth father in the house, baby. Wow!